Right now, your entire house depends on a single point of failure. Just one. And I'm not talking about the microwave or the refrigerator or even the television. I'm talking specifically about electricity. And when it fails, everything fails. Everything goes dark and all of your creature comforts are instantly gone. Even your laptop needs a Wi-Fi router plugged into an AC outlet to work. But here's the part nobody really talks about. Most power outages don't last days. They last a few hours. And a few hours is all it takes to ruin your day or all your perishable food. On the channel, we talk about generators and whole house power systems, but oftentimes you just need something a little bit smaller that can get you through a few hours of a power outage. And I want to focus today on this product, which is brand new to the market, and it's the OUPES Mega Pro 2. Now, I like to pick up different power stations as they are released because I really like to explore them, see what they're about, and make recommendations because there is no one size or product that fits all. And I think it's really important to explore different brands. And OUPES is a brand that I've owned before. I actually own 2 units from them. I own the Exodus 2400 and I own the OUPES Mega 1. So when the Mega 2 came out, I was very excited to get my hands on it. Now this is a 2048 watt-hour battery and it has a 2500 watt inverter that can surge to 3800 watts. But what really sets this power station apart from all of the other ones that I have tested and owned is this 1000 watt bi-directional Anderson port. So you can take 1000 watts in via solar or you can send 1000 watts out of the Anderson port. And that's not something I have ever seen on a power station. And I thought it was a very cool feature and I wanted to point that out to you. Now, if we're just taking a quick walk around of the unit, we can see on the side that we have our AC input. And now this is a proprietary plug because you can pull in so much power. So they want to make sure that you use the correct size cable. Next to it, we have the expansion battery port. So you can put expansion batteries. You can adjust the charging speed from fast to multiple different inputs. And you can do that on the app or with the switch on the side. Looking at the front of the unit, we have 2 car cigarette lighters, which are really nice because you may want to power, say, a portable refrigerator, a cooler, or some device that takes a 12-volt cigarette style plug. And that is not something you often find on units, are 2 of those plugs. Also on the front, you can see we have our USB-A. We only have 2 of those, and then we have 2 USB-Cs. I actually prefer the USB-Cs. These are actually PD 140 watt ports, which is great because you can easily plug in a laptop or some high power device and charge that up really quick. We already spoke about the bidirectional Anderson port. I'm going to go ahead and put a still back up on the screen so we can take a look at that more closely. And then on that bidirectional Anderson port, we actually have a switch below it. So you can say, is this port an input for solar or is this an output to use to power something else? Very cool feature. Coming around to the side, the right side of the unit, I'm going to throw a still image up here. You can see we have a TT30 plug, which is really cool because it allows you to use a unit like this to power a trailer, a travel trailer, or you can even take an adapter, and I've done this many times before. You can take an adapter to this TT plug and you can convert it to an L1430R plug and you can connect it into your home transfer switch. You're only going to get 120 volts, you won't get 240, but you can do that and you can power your transfer switch or a single leg of your panel. Also looking at the side here, you can see we have 4 AC outlets, and what's really nice is that they are horizontally opposed from each other. So if you have something with a power brick, it's not going to interfere. Each set of outlets is facing in a different direction. Now I want to do a pretty interesting test here. So you can see we're charging right now at 1800 watts. I'm going to put the toaster on so that way we can see if pass-through power works. And as we're using the toaster, I'm going to unplug the unit from the wall and make sure that it just continues the toast cycle. I've never conducted a test like this, so can't guarantee the outcome, but let's try it. Toaster is on. I just unplugged the unit. Toaster is still on. Fans have spun up. We are obviously pulling 1,826 watts, so that's a lot of power. Fans are pretty low, but yeah, that is a solid test of the UPS function. Now, a toaster is not something you're going to want to use a UPS for, but this shows you that maybe your fridge is plugged in, and if the power goes out, it'll fail over instantly, and your fridge will just keep on going. Now, if you have a short-term power outage, it may be really important for you to heat up some food, right? Because you've got your fridge plugged in. The OUPES Mega 2 is powering the fridge. You want to put a meal in the microwave and heat it up, so let's see if we can do that. I'm going to put a cup of water in here just so we have something in the microwave. It's spinning right up. I don't even hear the cooling fans. That is just how quiet this unit is. And let me just pull the camera in. All right, the fans have spun up just a little, but let me pull the camera, and we're pulling 1722 watts, working perfect. I think that this shows you during an outage, you can toast some food in your toaster, you can run the microwave, you can run the fridge. The fridge takes the least power of all of these devices, but let's see what else we can plug in. My laptop plugged in right now, but we're gonna take this heavy duty extension cord and plug in a few more things, and I wanna show you how I would probably use this in a power outage setup. I've got the lights turned off, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my studio lights here to show you that the OUPES Mega 2 Pro right now, and the light has just come on, it's powering my laptop, which is plugged directly in. It's powering the studio light, which in reality would be a floor lamp or a few lamps if I had a power outage. I've got a heavy duty yellow extension cord right here that's going to my fridge and the Wi-Fi router. And then my phone itself is charging directly from the unit. So it's a very versatile unit. And the way that I would use this if the power went out and I had no power for say 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever hours, very first thing I want to do is I want to plug the fridge in because I want to keep my food cold. But then for me, what's important is maybe I want to make some food, I want to have some coffee, heat something up in the toaster. I can do that no issues at all. I can plug in my Wi-Fi and start working on my laptop while charging my phone. I can plug the television in. I can just keep the creature comforts going for my family and myself with literally no hassle and no worries. I don't have to go outside in the pouring rain or the snow or wind, pull a generator out of the garage, fuel it up, start it. This unit has LiFePO4 batteries. So that basically means it's lithium iron phosphate, and they're good for 10 years before they deplete to about 80% capacity. And then after 10 years, they're still good. You just can no longer reach 100. They're very safe. They're not subject to thermal runaway like you would have with a lithium ion battery. And you can store them in your closet. You could store it behind the couch. You could store this in the basement, in the garage, in the shed, wherever you want to store it. Me personally, I like to keep it in the house. So that way, if there is an outage, I can just pick it up, put it on the table, put it next to the device that I want to power, or use the extension cord reel that I showed you earlier. And I get so many questions on the extension cord reel. It is made by a company called Link, L-I-N-K, the number 2, and Home. I bought it at Costco. It's nothing special, but it's a pretty nice reel. I get a million questions about it. Okay, so something that I want to do now is I want to share my screen with you because the unit has an app. Now, I don't usually use the apps, although sometimes I like to go into them because I like to set the charge rate to be just a little bit lower. When I'm plugged into a standard household AC outlet, I personally like to charge around 700 to 900 watts because a little bit of a slow charge is better for the batteries. But one of the good features is if you have a power outage or you know a storm is coming and you need to get this battery topped up quickly, you could charge very fast. You could pull in almost 1800 watts from an AC outlet to charge this. Or maybe you're using a portable generator and you don't want to run that generator long, but you want to get this battery topped off. You can do that by going into a very fast charge. All right, so I'm sharing the screen and you can see on the top right-hand corner, I've got the Mega 2 Pro. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it and it's gonna take me right into the unit. It shows right now that we're at 89% battery capacity, it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit, and we've got 16 hours and 19 minutes of runtime with our current load, which is my fridge, which is not currently in a cooling cycle. You can see we've got on the DC 9 watts, I'm charging the phone. On the AC side, we're powering the light right now and the router, as well as the fridge, like I said, that is not on a cooling cycle. So we've got 16 hours to go. That is far more than enough time for a short duration power outage. We can go into the wheel at the top and we can see our AC charging power right now is set to 1800 watts. I usually like to keep that a little bit lower. We can change that. There's actually a switch on the side of the unit that will allow us to go in manually and adjust it here in the app. We have the Anderson output. If I click on that, you can see that we can set this from anywhere from 12 volts all the way up to 80 volts. And that's going to be 1000 watts. That's the bidirectional Anderson port. So very powerful port. You can do a lot with that. The rest of this is just some basic features, but you can do a lot from the app itself. Okay, so I just wanted to bring the camera in a little bit closer and show you kind of some more sides of the unit. The back is pretty unremarkable. We've just got the OUPES Mega 2 Pro logo. On the side with the outlets, again, these outlets are horizontally opposed, so you don't have to worry about power bricks kind of colliding with each other or blocking any outlet. And that's a really good feature because you can use the TT30 and all these outlets without anything getting in the way and blocking it. Coming around to the front, I again want to just mention briefly that this bidirectional Anderson port is a really cool port because it is actually a very powerful port that you can adjust between 12 and 80 volts and up to 1,000 watts in or out. And you might say, well, what do I need an output for? Well, a unit like this is basically a large battery, right? A LiFePO4 battery. You know, they're 12 volts, 24, 48, 51, I think it is. But what you're doing is you're taking DC voltage, you're using the AC inverter to convert it to AC, and then when you plug in something like a laptop, you're going right back to DC. So there's some conversion loss in there. Now, if you took the bidirectional Anderson port and you plugged in, say, a diesel heater and plugged it into 12 volts directly, you're not wasting any power converting it through the AC inverter back to DC, and you're going to extend the runtime of this unit tremendously by running off of DC. So that's a feature that I have not seen on any other power station, and I really like that OUPES has this on the Mega 2 Pro. If we're coming around to the other side, again, this is our inputs right here. We have a proprietary plug. This is how you charge from the AC outlet. This is just your overcurrent protection. You can adjust the charging speed from fast or slower, and you can use the app as well to really dial that in. Right here we have an expansion battery port, so if you want to buy additional expansion batteries, you can plug those in. This actually looks like it is the same plug that I have for the OUPES Mega 1 with the car charger, the alternator charger, so I'm pretty sure we can plug that into here as well. And then last but not least, coming around to the front, it's nice that we've got 2 cigarette lighter ports in case you want to plug in, say, a car cooler, a portable 12-volt refrigerator, or anything that just runs off of a car cigarette style lighter. IoT is Internet of Things. That's just how you turn the Wi-Fi on and off and the Bluetooth. DC turns on the DC power. We've got a regular power button, the Anderson output button, and then your USB A's and C's. So guys, this is the third OUPES unit that I have picked up. I have the Exodus 2400, I have the Mega 1 with the alternator charger, and now I picked up the Mega 2 Pro. I have no issues at all with OUPES. I think it's a solid brand, and I think they're pretty innovative. And this is the first OUPES that I have with the TT30 plug, and I actually really like this. Despite not even owning a travel trailer, I like this because I hook it into my transfer switch. I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to this if you wanna learn more information about it. I obviously own it, so if you have any questions, leave some comments. Do me a favor, it really helps me out if you can like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you can get cool content every time I spend my money and buy new units to review and show to you guys. Hope this was helpful. I will see you on the next one.